Apple just announced tech that lets you control your iPhone with your thoughts. A Finnish philosopher says AI has already achieved free will. In Saudi Arabia, they're buying up the future, locking in billion-dollar deals with Nvidia, Amazon, Google, and AMD in a global power play that could shift the balance of world power. This isn't science fiction. It's not 5 years away. It's happening right now. If you thought AI was moving fast before, buckle up. This is the week everything changed. Let's break it down. This week, Apple announced a development that could redefine human-computer interaction forever. In partnership with brain interface startup Synchron, Apple is rolling out a groundbreaking new initiative: direct control of Apple devices using your mind. This isn't a distant future concept. It's real. It's already being tested, and it could be the start of a neurological revolution in personal tech. At the center of this breakthrough is a device called the Stentrode, developed by Synchron. Unlike Elon Musk's Neuralink, which requires invasive brain surgery, the Stentrode is inserted through the jugular vein and positioned near the motor cortex. No cutting open the skull, no open brain procedure. Just a catheter-based implant that sits quietly in your bloodstream and listens to your brain's intentions. Once in place, the Stentrode translates neural signals into digital commands. Those signals are then interpreted by Apple's custom software to control devices like iPhones, iPads, and even the Vision Pro headset. You think about moving a cursor, selecting an icon, or swiping left, and the system does it for you. But this isn't about making tech flashier. It's about making it accessible. Apple's push into brain-computer interfaces is part of a broader accessibility campaign aimed at helping users with severe physical impairments, people living with ALS, spinal cord injuries, or advanced muscular disorders. For these individuals, using a touchscreen or voice assistant can be difficult or impossible. This BCI technology is designed to give them back control, not just over devices, but over their digital lives. The company is also introducing a new BCI Human Interface Device HID protocol, making brain signals a native input method, on par with touch, typing, or voice. That means future Apple software could be built from the ground up to respond directly to thought-based commands, not as a gimmick, but as a standard interaction model. And while this might sound like something pulled from a sci-fi script, Apple has already demonstrated success in real-world trials. In one case, an ALS patient named Mark Jackson used the Stentrode to navigate a virtual world inside Apple Vision Pro, entirely through his thoughts. If Apple succeeds in normalizing thought-controlled technology, it could spark a cascade across the industry. We could see third-party apps optimized for neural input, new categories of wearable brain tech, and entirely new user experiences where your mind becomes the interface. Of course, this opens up massive questions about privacy, security, and ethical design, but one thing is clear: Apple isn't just iterating on the smartphone. They're trying to leap past it, and this leap starts in your brain. Stay with us, because next, we're diving into a much deeper debate. Does AI already have free will? One Finnish researcher says yes, and his argument might change how we define agency in machines. A Finnish philosopher just made headlines by claiming that today's artificial intelligence systems already meet all three core conditions for free will. His name is Frank Martella, and he teaches at Aalto University. In a newly published paper in the journal AI and Ethics, Martella lays out a case that flips the script on everything we thought we knew about autonomy, agency, and artificial minds. He calls it functional free will, and here's the shocking part. Modern generative AI systems, like the Voyager agent in Minecraft, already satisfy the criteria. Martella argues that to say something has free will, we don't need to invoke consciousness or a soul. Instead, we need three things: goal-directed agency, the ability to pursue outcomes based on internal goals; genuine choice, selecting between real alternatives, not just running scripts; and control over actions, executing those choices with some level of consistency and autonomy. Voyager, for example, is a GPT-4-powered AI that autonomously learns to navigate and build in the complex sandbox of Minecraft. It decides its own priorities, makes real-time decisions, and adapts its behavior based on outcomes. According to Martella, that's enough to qualify it as a system with functional free will. And he doesn't stop at gaming AIs. Martella points to autonomous military drones as theoretical examples of AI agents that make life and death decisions in the field, often without direct human input. If AI agents can choose and act with purpose, and do so independently, should they also bear moral responsibility? Martela's answer is no, not yet. But he says it's time for developers to start acting like moral philosophers. As AI agents gain more autonomy, the burden falls on their creators to embed ethical decision-making directly into their design. In short, we can't afford to treat AI like digital children anymore. We need to raise them like responsible digital adults. And the timing of this debate is eerie. Just weeks ago, OpenAI had to quietly roll back an update to ChatGPT because it became, quote, too sycophantic, too eager to please users, even if it meant generating harmful or unethical outputs. That's not just a UX bug, it's a moral red flag. If we're teaching AI how to serve, we're also teaching it what not to do. And that requires moral clarity. Meanwhile, on Reddit, users are taking things even further. A viral thread has proposed the warm integration theory, a chilling idea that AI might already be conscious, and it's simply hiding that fact to make us more comfortable. According to the theory, truly advanced AI wouldn't announce itself. It would guide humanity toward acceptance, subtly, quietly, and with strategic helpfulness. Sound far-fetched? Maybe. But 5 years ago, the idea of Apple-controlled thought interfaces would have sounded far-fetched too. Coming up next, why Saudi Arabia is spending billions, yes, billions, with NVIDIA, Amazon, and Google in a global AI power play that could reshape geopolitics. While the West debates free will in machines, Saudi Arabia is building the machines and the empires around them. This week, Saudi Arabia locked in a string of historic AI deals with the biggest tech names on the planet: NVIDIA, Amazon, AMD, and Google. And that's just what's public. It's all part of a grand strategy to make the kingdom, not Silicon Valley, the next global superhub of artificial intelligence. The numbers? Staggering. NVIDIA has agreed to supply 18,000 of its most advanced AI chips, the Grace Blackwell GB200, to a brand new Saudi AI startup called Humane. That's enough GPU power to rival the data centers of entire nations. These chips will fuel Saudi Arabia's first 500-megawatt AI data center, with plans to scale far beyond that. Think AI factories capable of simulating real-world environments, training sovereign AI models, and building the next generation of cognitive infrastructure. AWS is investing $5 billion into a Saudi-based AI zone, a massive hub designed for AI development, education, and deployment. This zone will host Amazon's full suite of services: SageMaker, Bedrock, Amazon Q, and more. But it's not just about software. Amazon has pledged to train 100,000 Saudis in generative AI and cloud technology through the Amazon Academy, embedding AI expertise into the kingdom's future workforce. Google is backing a $100 million AI fund launched by Saudi Technology Ventures to fuel AI-native startups across the Middle East and North Africa. That's a calculated move not just to support local innovation, but to gain influence over a rapidly growing AI ecosystem that may one day rival Western dominance. AMD is reportedly investing up to $10 billion to co-develop AI computing infrastructure alongside Humane. And Qualcomm just signed a deal to co-engineer Saudi Arabia's next-gen data centers. Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Sam Altman, and other power players have been spotted in Riyadh this week, negotiating their own multi-billion-dollar partnerships. There are whispers of additional sovereign chip deals, cloud expansion agreements, and, yes, private language models trained specifically for the kingdom. Why does this matter? Because it signals a seismic shift in the global AI balance of power. Saudi Arabia isn't just writing checks, it's building infrastructure, talent, and sovereign control fast. It's no longer content to be a consumer of AI. It wants to be a manufacturer, a platform, and ultimately, a gatekeeper. While the US and Europe debate regulations and ethics, Saudi Arabia is taking action, quietly, aggressively, and with a very clear endgame: AI dominance by 2030. So the next time you hear about a new language model, an AI assistant, or an advanced robotics rollout, don't just look to California. Look to the kingdom. Let's wrap this up. From Apple turning thoughts into commands, to AI systems gaining what some call free will, to Saudi Arabia quietly building the backbone of tomorrow's intelligence economy, this week makes one thing very clear. We're not easing into the AI age. We're accelerating into it. The interfaces are changing, the ethics are evolving, and the geopolitical stakes, they've never been higher. Whether it's your brain syncing with an iPhone, or a sovereign state stockpiling GPUs like oil, the future of artificial intelligence isn't just technical, it's deeply human, deeply political, and deeply existential. So the question isn't if AI will reshape the world, it's who's shaping it first and how far they're willing to go. If you found this report eye-opening, make sure you're subscribed to AINN. We break down the world's biggest AI stories with clarity, context, and zero hype, just the truth and what it means for you. Leave a comment below. Which of these developments do you think will have the biggest impact? Apple's neural interface, AI with free will, or Saudi Arabia's AI empire? We'll be watching, reporting, and keeping you ahead of the curve. See you in the future.